Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Shelly and I own and operate my own small business where I make bags and accessories, and now I'm starting to venture off into the apparel, specifically outerwear right now. And today is a super fun video. I have a quilt haul for you. I have 8 quilts. It was supposed to be 9, but one of them is missing. And so hopefully the seller finds it. If not, then oh well, I'll just be sad. But because I was actually like, so the one that was missing, I was really looking forward to getting my hands on. Anyways, it's not there. It's not in the bags. It wasn't in her trunk. She said she would look around for it and see if she could find it, but I'm really not holding on to any hope. You know how things happen sometimes. But it's okay. I still have 8 beautiful vintage quilts that I am super excited to show you guys. The lady who I bought them from was telling me these have been in her family, and some of them are over 100 years old and might have little tiny blood stains from the wagon. I guess whenever you would ride in the wagon back in the day, it was easy to just get cuts and stuff on you from just, I guess, the bumpy wagon and the wood and the nails. I have no idea, but these are old. And one of them in particular is giving me a lot of cutting anxiety, but it's okay. These are going to be beautiful. These definitely need to be reworked just because there are quite a bit of flaws and stains, not too many. I haven't laundered any of them yet. This is just going to be hauling them all and showing you guys what I got. Today, I'm sharing what is officially the best vintage find of my entire life. I basically got all of these quilts for a steal. Like, I don't think I will ever get as good of a deal as I got on these ever again. All right, so let's go ahead and migrate to the dining area, and I'm gonna show you guys all of these quilts. I'm gonna lay them out on the table. I've got my clothing rack up, so I'm gonna hang it on the clothing rack. I'm gonna show you guys all of the details, and I'm super excited. Don't forget to look out for your favorite one and let me know down below which one is your favorite. All right, are you ready? Okay, first things first is we're gonna look at the Bonnet Sue quilt. So this one, let me go ahead and hang this one up. So first up is this Bonnet Sue, and honestly, she's so iconic. This one is definitely a 70s revival piece. You can tell by the deep oranges and the mustard yellows. If you look at the edges, she's finished with a machine zigzag stitch, it looks like, or like a machine blanket stitch, because I do see some little triangles on the edge, which makes the whole quilt just extra sturdy. She's basically the OG of cottagecore, and I'm obsessed. This one is definitely giving me major 70s vibes with this burnt orange and mustard yellow palette. Since this fabric is a bit thicker, it's gonna hold a boxy shape perfectly. It's quirky, it's nostalgic, and honestly, it's the perfect warm-up piece to get my creative juices flowing before we get into the really scary antique stuff. So as you can see, the quilt is actually hand stitched throughout. The only thing is that these appliques, I believe this is a machine stitch for sure. And then here is all of the beautiful hand stitching. Okay, I am totally in love with this one. This one is a flower basket sampler quilt. It's got, each flower basket has different colors on it. They're all different. Back then, women would swap quilt blocks like we swap reels on TikTok. That's probably why each basket is different. So let's take a look at this one. This is just beautiful, honestly. You've got all kinds of different colors in here. You've got periwinkle, you've got terracotta, you've got green, you've got blue, you've got red, you've got like every single color in here. So this is a super fun piece. And all of these little appliques on this basket, this is all hand stitched. This quilting is all hand stitched throughout. This took somebody so long to make. And honestly, I'm feeling this, all of this is like feed sack, like super thick. I mean, not as thick as the Bonnet Sue, that's for sure, but here you can see just like the fabric itself and the thickness of some of the pieces. They really did just use every little piece that they had back in the day. So now this is just so gorgeous. So like I said, the baskets themselves are hand appliqued. The tiny little flower circles are so delicate. I can't even imagine how long it took to cut them all out. It's got that airy, light cottagecore vibe that is literally everywhere right now. I'm literally already crying. This one is going to be so cute. Look at how beautiful this one is. Someone really said I have 600 hours to spare. Let me go ahead and hand stitch all of this. I had to remove the sweater because I am getting toasty now, but I hope this isn't too chaotic yet. I really didn't know how to show you guys all of these good, so hopefully this setup is working. But here is the flower basket quilt. Now we'll move on to the next one. And the backing of this quilt is just a beautiful bubblegum pink. I love it. So in this lot, there is 2 wedding ring quilts. One of them is super amazing and super old, over 100 years old, and gives me cutting anxiety. So we're going to start with the other wedding ring quilt. Still beautiful, but it's not all hand stitched and gorgeous and so many different pieces. So let me go ahead and show you the first wedding ring quilt. So to keep me from having a total breakdown over the over 100-year-old wedding ring quilt, I have this more modern wedding ring quilt. All of the rings are just one piece instead of the little melon slices. And then this is also hand stitched, hand quilted. I'm pretty sure. So this is what they call a cheater. So all of these rings right here this is all just one piece of fabric basically, but then it's just hand quilted together with the backing and the backing. So I'll show you a close up of the pieces and you can see what I mean by a cheater quilt. All right, so here on the quilt, you can see all of these little quilting stitches, how they're irregular, uneven. This is all hand stitched. But then right here, you can see where these pieces of fabric meet. It is hand quilted in these areas, but these pieces itself on the fabric, they're not pieced together. So this is just printed on, and so that's what a cheater quilt is, basically. It's just printed fabric that looks patchwork, but it's not. Even though it is a cheater quilt, this is still a gorgeous print and a gorgeous pattern. I love this one. So this one is likely from the 80s or 90s. So it's super sturdy and it's a cheater. So you don't have to worry about all of these little pieces coming apart. I actually love this maroon and navy combo. So this is just a pretty standard wedding ring quilt. This is really pretty. All right, on to the next. And this is the only cheater quilt of the lot. So don't worry, your pretty little heads. So this one is on the newer side as well, like the previous one I showed you guys. This one was probably, like I said, made in the 80s or 90s as well. But let's go ahead and look at this one. This one has 8-point stars on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8-point stars. So let me put this one over. Let's see. So this one is just gorgeous. It's just using the same fabrics throughout, keeping it super cohesive. But you can tell also that this one is hand quilted as well. So this one is actually hand pieced and hand quilted. So all of these blocks were sewed together by hand, and then the whole quilt was quilted by hand. So you can see here on the back as well, you can see the stars showing through on the back side. And this one is just super cute, super simple. I love the 8-pointed stars. They just look so good on this quilt. Let me get you guys close up. All right, so we're close up now, and you can see how it is hand quilted as well as hand pieced. If you just barely look under those seams, you can tell on my camera, you just barely look under these seams, you can tell that they are just hand pieced together. And this one is great. Like I said, it's super simple. All of the fabrics are the same. It makes it super cohesive. And this one is like a dusty pink. I feel like the camera might be making the color a little weird, but it is pretty on point. So this is definitely a dusty pink color. The backing is a lighter pink. You can see the trim right here and the backing. This is all a more lighter pastel pink. So let's fold this one up. Don't worry your pretty little heads. I'm saving the best ones for last. All right, 4 down, 4 to go. But there would be 9 if I got that other one in the stash, but I didn't. So next up, we'll do Dresden plate one. Y'all, I've got a beautiful Dresden plate, and y'all, look at this. So this is a detail that you don't have to do, but a lot of wonderful sewers had the ice cream cone trim. This is just what makes it better than any normal Dresden plate quilt. I love this ice cream cone trim. So let me go ahead and hang this one up. This is hand quilted as well. Let me check if it's hand pieced. The stitches look uniform, so I don't know if it's hand pieced. Look under here. Honestly, I think it is. It is. You can tell. It's easier to tell where the middle of the Dresden plate is, but yes, so this is all hand quilted and hand pieced. Let me show you guys. So here it is. This one is gorgeous. I love this ice cream cone trim. Like, this trim alone is an insane amount of work. It's basically like a flex to have done this to your quilt. I will definitely be using this scalloped edge on the trim of the coat where it sits, and possibly even on the sleeve too. We'll see. I love it so much. All right, so let's bring you closer and take a look. So as you can see, it is hand stitched, and then all of these little plate pieces are different coordinating fabrics. The ends of them have the little spikes. Some Dresden plates have curves, some have all spikes, some just have like this, some of each. And then look at this beautiful ice cream cone trim. I just can't get over how pretty this trim is, and it goes all the way around. This is just gorgeous. Can you believe? Even just look in the white areas. All of that is hand stitched, and it is just so uniform, so perfect. You can just see the little plate on the inside, or flower or star or whatever that is. That is just so gorgeous. I love this one so much. So when I took my jacket off, the mic went with it. One more thing. If you are enjoying this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. I love being creative and I love making these videos for you guys. Let's move on to the last 3 quilts. All right, so next up is this beautiful Rose of Sharon quilt. Let me go ahead and show you guys. This one is super duper old. You can just feel it, you can tell. Look at all of this intricate quilting on it. And what's crazy about this is all hand quilted, but it's super uniform because they drew their lines on it before they did it. You can tell it's just gorgeous. And literally all of this is hand stitched. So this one is super fun. Look at this. And it's got the little buds alternating on the blocks. Oh my God. I'm obsessed. Let me just get this a little better. This one is so old, y'all. So old and so beautiful. Let me get y'all closer. Okay, y'all. Traditionally, these Rose of Sharon blankets were made as wedding gifts, which is why the symmetry is so perfect. Every flower and bud are an exact match. I really love the contrast of the dark brown sashing. I really love the contrast of the dark chocolate sashing against the roses. It gives it a bit more of an edgy look for this vintage piece. So here you can see the possible little stains that she was talking about from just being in the wagon. I guess maybe they would use this on the floor of the wagon to help make them more comfortable. But yeah, look at this. So gorgeous. I love how like everything just goes so good together. All of these colors, everything is so perfect and symmetrical. Here is the blue one. Come on, I cannot. This is just gorgeous. All right, we have 2 more quilts left. All right, which one should I save for last? Okay, so I'm gonna save my favorite for last. Honestly, with these last 2, it's kind of hard to choose which one my favorite is, but let's go ahead and start with the one that I was telling you about earlier, the super old, over 100-year-old wedding ring quilt. That is hand-pieced, hand-quilted, hand everything. And when I say this took a while, this took a while. All of these little melon pieces, these are all individually stitched together. This is a huge blanket. And honestly, even just like the edging, like the scalloped edges along with the extra triangle, extra thing right here, you didn't have to do this. You could have just made it a regular straight edge. This was extra work, a lot of extra work. This one is so gorgeous. Just wait till you see it hung up. Y'all, look at it. I know, I love it so much. So I've got to show you guys close up because there is so much going on here. So this pattern is notoriously hard because you're sewing nothing but these interlocking curves. You can see all the different 1930s scraps in here. All of these scraps, they're all different. This I could look at for hours. And then this thicker feed sack fabric as well. And look at all of these hand stitchings. You can just compare to my fingernail how small this square is. This took so much time to make. All of these different scraps in here, the ginghams, the florals, even old shirtings. It's a total time capsule. And I want to be really intentional with how I transform this one because this one is honestly such a piece of history. This is so old and just so much work went into this quilt. It is just magnificent, honestly. I have no words. It's just gorgeous. I love the contrast of the bright blue and pink along with the different shirtings and fabrics that is going on in this one. It's just the most beautiful quilt ever. And then the backing is just white. It's just gorgeous. I really have no other words, honestly. This one I'm not gonna cut into right away, honestly, so. Okay, is this one your favorite? Let me know. There's so many good options here. I guarantee that every single one will probably be someone's favorite. All right, last but not least, we have probably my favorite. Okay, so this one is called the Lone Star or the Star of Bethlehem. Either one is the correct name for it. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Okay. So I'm gonna drape it over this, but I also kind of want to hold it up just to show you guys first because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you the whole star when I hang it up like that, but look, can you see it? Can you see it now? Okay, let me hang it up. This one is gorgeous. Okay, so first of all, the backing is like this pretty yellow color, and then the outer part of the star is this green, which you really don't see a lot in these kinds of quilts. You normally just see like a cream colored, background. So if you want to talk about a masterpiece, this is the one. All of these triangles are individually pieced together, individually cut out. There's probably 1,000 triangles on this quilt. This took a long time. And honestly, if these don't even line up perfectly one bit, the whole quilt is off. So this is just a masterpiece of all masterpieces. I love it so much. The jewel tones against this green is super bold to me. Honestly, it doesn't even look that old, but it is. And this is all hand quilted as well. It's insane. Honestly, let me get you guys up close. Here she is up close, all hand quilted, Super sturdy fabrics, honestly. So in Lakota culture, this is actually known as the morning star. So it has quite a few different names. Honestly, the geometry in this is just mind-blowing. I really want to center this massive starburst in the middle of the coat. I feel like the only coat that would do this justice is a duster. So just so you can get all of it, basically, but yeah. This is probably gonna be a duster coat. Every time I look at it, I find a new color that I didn't notice. Like, even though like there's multiple blues and multiple pinks and multiple yellows, like they're just different shades, and it just makes it so beautiful. This one is such a showstopper. Should I keep this one for myself? Honestly, this one's my favorite. I don't know. Oh, just look at it. I truly did save the best for last. So last but not least, I want to talk to you guys about the one that got away. The quilt in the beginning that I told you that was missing from the whole lot. So I'm going to put it up on the screen here. This is just the listing photo that was in with all the photos that she sent me of all the quilts. It is a version of a New York Beauty quilt. This would have been my holy grail of the whole haul, honestly. I am just in love with this pattern. This is such a masterpiece. All of the little spiky spikes are so hard to get right on here, and there's so many of them, and they're all different sizes. Literally, I feel like only a master would try to attempt this pattern. The red, black, and white combo, in my opinion, is super high fashion, so I would have really loved to get my hands on this quilt for a coat, honestly. I am still keeping my fingers crossed that the seller finds it in her stash, but I'm not getting my hopes up because things happen. So yeah, one is probably my favorite. All right, y'all, I'm still pinching myself that I even got my hands on all of these quilts for such a steal. Like, got it for such a steal. I don't even know if I want to say how much I paid for all of these because honestly, like, shocked. Yeah. Comment down below and guess if you want. Maybe if you get it right, I'll like your comment. I honestly can't wait to get to work in the studio and create a bunch of beautiful wearable items that you guys are gonna love for the next 100 years. But before I start making that first cut, I wanna hear from you. Which one is your favorite? Are you team Bonnet Sue? Are you team wedding ring quilt? Or are you team morning star? Yeah, let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.